Hi, I'm Shane Gebauer, General Manager of BrushyMtnBeeFarm. And what I'd like to do today is show you how to use our escape screen. I've got an 8-frame escape screen here, and it's a pretty simple design, but it's amazing how effective these things are. Basically, there's a triangle on one side here, and you can see there's number 8 hardware cloth covering it up. On the other side, there's just a hole. Basically, what happens is you put this on the hive this way with all your honey supers stacked on top. The bees go down through the hole, they migrate out through the triangle into the brood chamber or super below, and they can't figure out how to get back in. Now, a lot of people think that this is so simple, of course it doesn't work, but in fact it works unbelievably well. And so I'm going to show you how to install it today. And I've got a hive here with a super on it. Give them a little smoke. A little smoke in the top. Now, this hive, I'm getting ready for sourwood. The sourwood is just now beginning to bloom. And so, with any luck, we'll get a sourwood flow going here shortly. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this super that's got bees in it and full of honey off the hive, and I'm going to put an empty super in its place. And this is again because I'm getting ready for the sourwood, so I still want to give them room to store honey. 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 frames in an 8-frame box. This is drawn out comb, so that'll be just fine. Make sure they're evenly spaced. And now what I'm going to do is put this escape screen on. Again, triangle facing down. This hole faces up. One of the keys to success with this is making sure any cracks or crevices that are above this escape screen are sealed up. So I want to make sure I've got a fairly tight seal all the way around and that it's sitting flat. And now I'll take my super full of honey that I want to harvest and put it back on top. And again, I want to just do a quick inspection around the perimeter that there are no upper entrances. Because if there are, the bees can simply go out the hive, come back in those upper entrances, and enter back into the super. And that, of course, will defeat the purpose of the escape screen. So that looks good. Next, I'll reinstall my inner cover. And again, I want to make sure it sits flat with no possible entrances. And this notch right here in our inner cover, we need to make sure we seal that up as well. To do that, I put my cover on and I slide it all the way forward up tight against that notch to seal it. Now the general rule of thumb is about 24 hours for every super you've got on. So in 24 hours, this super should be empty and I'll come back and harvest it. Generally speaking, I've never had to wait much more than 2 or 3 days regardless of the number of supers. The bees are naturally moving in the hive during the course of their daily activity. And so what happens is as they move around, they go down out of that honey super that I want to harvest, down into the super that I've given them below, and start storing honey there, and they can't make their way back up. So we'll come back in 24 hours to see how we're doing. Well, we're back at the hive, and it's about 24 hours after we've put the escape screen on. Let's see how we've done. I'm going to give the bees just a little bit of smoke. Pull my cover off. Couple of bees left in there, but like I said, no method gets all the bees out all the time. There's always going to be a few. But let's just pull out this center frame. We can see what we've got left. Just about 3 bees, it looks like, on this one center frame. Now we'll notice that these aren't, this whole frame's not capped. One of the things that I'll do with a frame like this is give it the shake test. Hold it like this sort of snap your wrists. If the honey comes flying out of the uncapped cells, it's too liquid, which is an indicator of too high a moisture content. In this case, nothing came out, suggesting that I've got cured honey. That's just a general rule of thumb. The only way to be certain is to use a refractometer. But I've got some honey in capped frames that I'm not too worried about bringing a few that are not completely capped, some that are a little bit uncapped still, because it'll balance out. So I'm going to take this super back to our honey house and get it extracted. Thanks for watching. That's our escape screen. I hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, give us a call. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.